And welcome back, everybody, to another week of our CBC podcast here. This is going to be an episode where I feel like we're going to come up with some good discussions here. We're varying the topics up a little bit. We got a little bit of, Disney and Universal. They seem to be buddying up recently. Also, a little bit on the Warner Brothers future for Harley Quinn, some Nova news. So it's going to be good for those that are members of the channel. We got a discussion for you that's exclusive, which will be Rotten Tomatoes score for Joker Sinks and the Oscar talk, and what does this mean for it. Now, before we get into all that, as always, I'm Armin. Find Comic Book Cast at Comic Book Cast. That's kind of simple. So just do that, and do that. I'm here with Mitch.
What's up? You can find me on Twitter at Mitch692.
Also Tristan.
I'm tired, but you can find me at It's J Chance.
And also Shay.
I'm also tired for 6,000 steps. You guys can find me at Michelle1602 on my Instagram.
And in case you guys are wondering what else we're doing around here, so first and foremost, let me remind everybody, if you're on Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe to the channel. And if we get some subscribers here this week, I'm going to start game streaming, because I figured out how it works on my ultra-wide monitor, because before I had some issues where it wouldn't display the picture, but now it actually figured it out. So I can actually stream games on there. So you can gift a sub, or you can just use your Amazon Prime and sub for a month, and there's a backlog if you missed a podcast or anything. So it's another little way to give us a little thing. What else we got? Tristan, we did a gaming podcast this week. That was pretty good.
It was episode 4, and
Yeah.
we also have a special discussion about the Dreamcast's 20th anniversary.
Oh, I dated myself talking about how I was a wee young lad playing the Dreamcast back in the day.
We always date ourselves because we don't think we're that old until it's till 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He says as Tristan's the youngest one here.
Hey, I feel old even though I am the youngest one.
It's okay.
He's 20 in a day. No.
Yep. We also do got other content on there. Recently reviewed It Chapter 2. Shay and I compare and contrast the original 90s to the brand new one. All the Titans content, because obviously I'm watching that, so theories and discussions all are on there. So you guys check out the little membership thing. I think it's the lowest tier YouTube does is $2. So for $2 a month, you can get a ton of exclusive videos, including discussions and all that. So
And vlogs.
yeah, and vlogs. We've got all sorts of stuff on there. Check out the tiers. And good news is, now the school started. Next week we'll record our first commentary back. So expect Infinity War. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But with that in mind,
taken months of planning to get that one.
but it's gonna happen.
Just like Infinity War? Oh. Infinity War? Oh.
It's a cup. Let's talk about Marvel TV and Hulu, because they announced the shows that were coming down the road, and then it's been rather silent. Now, New York Comic Con is literally right around the corner, a couple of weeks away, or I should say a few weeks away, but it's coming, and we know now that Hellstrom is going to start shooting immediately after New York Comic Con. So they're deep in pre-production on this thing, and they're going to shoot till the end of February, which means about 2 weeks to 2.5 per episode, which tells me that they're definitely putting some time into this, which I'm excited by.
Yeah. I'd say it'll be out by October.
Yeah, I'm guessing late summer, October is how they're going to do it. If you look at the Runaways and Cloak and Dagger turnaround, probably a little bit more than that, but
Yeah.
it's a good indicator of what they're aiming for. Now, at the same time, Ghost Rider is going to shoot as well, and we're hearing that Glyph is going to shoot right after both of those. So,
Which they haven't officially announced Glyph, I don't know.
yeah, that's a weird one.
Which I imagine could be the NYCC thing,
Right,
along with
yep.
a Spirits of Vengeance crossover. To be like, hey, we're doing Spooky Defenders on Hulu.
I mean, that's kind of my idea. Is they come out, they go, hey, we're shooting Hellstrom. Here's the cast. Oh, check it out. Gabriel Luna is here. He's going to be Ghost Rider. Oh, and one of these 2 series is going to feature Glyph, who's going to go into her own series. It's like, all right, we'll take this. I get what they're going for.
Glyph's going to set up Moon Knight, because why wouldn't she?
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot, I think, to this TV side of Marvel that over the next year we're really going to start to kind of see unfold. And remember, the Hulu stuff is just kind of a start for live action. They said there's way more in development around, besides these like 4 series, I guess. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've got all the Offenders stuff. That's like another 5. Like, sure, that's animated. That's like 5, 6 shows.
Oh yeah.
They got a ton of stuff in the pipeline.
I mean, I'm excited by the fact that it's not just going to be Kevin Feige's TV side. And don't get me wrong, Papa Feige is God. We all know this. We all worship him at the altar every morning. But, like, I really like what Jeff Loeb has done with a lot of the darker side of things and who he's went after. Like, if you look at, Daredevil, for example, like, that was genius creative teams in every regard. Even when they stumbled a little bit, it was still miles better than most of the comic book offerings on TV. So I'm really excited to see what they have to offer. Which direction do you think they go in with Hulu? Like, what's the future hold for them?
I feel like it's going to be the darker.
Yeah, it's the darker, like, supernatural side. I think that's kind of like the obvious, especially with like the group name they've given it, that Avengers into Fear. Like, yeah, it's kind of like you look at your Man Things, your Blades, and
yeah, it's pretty interesting what they're gonna go with the monster being the hero and seeing the more darker side of humanity, because that's what Feige was saying, that the monster all along was people.
Yep. Well, it's almost like how the X-Men sit there and they will sit there and talk about how humanity is. It's like we as humanity are typically the monsters of everything because we're unaccepting of change,
right?
And don't want to do anything about negative changes that are already happening. Just being somebody who's sitting there and forgetting about it. And this is going to be actually really interesting to see how the monsters are going to be monsters. I say they're going to be more the good people.
I mean, you look at Ghost Rider, and from a point of view, yes, he's evil, but at the same time, he's really not, though. Like, he has some questionable morals.
It really depends on which Ghost Rider, because the angel that embodies the Ghost Rider is kind of corrupt. There's the corrupt angel of justice, so it's kind of weird how that plays out with him trying to retain as much humanity as he can, or else the angel takes over his body and becomes something else.
Unless you're Robbie and it's your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds wrong. His uncle's in him.
Oh, no. I mean,
he made me do it.
I think Hulu is going to really surprise people, because what people have to realize, and I've seen a lot of people forget this, is Hulu now is a pure Disney and Jeff Loeb. There's no middleman Netflix. There's no, like, they have to be like, hey, can we use this? And then they have to authorize and go through another contractual thing. Like, there's none of that anymore. They just have to talk to each other like they already do. So I'm really hopeful that, at least with Ghost Rider, when that takes off, that we're going to kind of broaden out into that universe, because I think he's kind of our gateway into more mystical side on TV. And just by looking at how they used him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I definitely think there's the potential to kind of go all over the place, because we never really see him go to hell in that. I don't remember it. No, it never happened.
Not a full thing. He does go through the portal, and he also brings Agent Coulson through that portal.
Yes,
So
you get the P&G background inside the special effect loop.
Exactly. Yep. That was it. So overall, I want to see what they're going to announce, because New York Comic Con has always been Marvel TV centric. So even with this, I think they'll probably try to announce a special, oh, you didn't see this coming, even though we all will have, because Spirits of Vengeance clearly is going to happen.
Yeah, and they're clearly taking from the more recent run as well. So it's just like,
they are.
There's going to be something there. My question is, who's the villain? What's the big antagonist for all this?
Blackheart? Like the default, go for Blackheart?
They put Blackheart in everything anyway.
Exactly.
But then you're going to do Mephisto as well?
Oh, please. I mean, maybe you build that down for an overarching for when they have to re-team up. That would kind of be cool.
Yeah.
That would.
Or you could go like ultra left field and do Enchantress or something. Or something along those lines.
I mean, Hulu Runaways is doing Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
that's
yeah.
kind of shocking to me. I'm like, what? Like, okay,
It
that's
just shows that like the supernatural side is their clear direction for everything now.
everything exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait for New York Comic Con just to see those announcements because I feel like that they're gonna really try to make that the TV side of things, which makes sense because that side of Marvel is based in New York, so it's home turf for them, I guess.
It's going to be awesome because with D23, how much information they were able to throw at a left field that nobody knew anything about, it makes me even more excited to figure out what they're going to do with the Hulu side and Freeform, because that is also
Yeah.
part of Hulu, and figure out exactly where else we're going to go. Because I feel like they have a dartboard right now,
Oh yeah.
and they've just been chucking darts at it and being like, all right, we're going to do that and that and that.
If
Let's
you're
go.
a betting person, put money down on Elsa Bloodstone happening because
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
That character requires no special effects and like
Nope.
a trench coat. That's it. That's it.
Her herself doesn't, but the world does. It's like, yeah, I'm a monster hunter.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Oh,
you got.
can we
you
get
kinda
Angela
gotta
then
do
too?
it.
No.
Well, as in Thor's quote sister.
Yeah. Her.
Did
Yeah.
we get
the
the
rights for her back
1602
as well?
version?
Witch Hunter. I mean,
Yes.
maybe they could retrofit her like that. I mean,
Then you can actually sit there and do Enchantress that way, so she's not
Sure,
one of
connect them
Thor's people. You do the 1602, and it gives you an entire new world to
I mean,
open up
they're
to.
always shifting stuff around, so why not?
But was Angela really in the 1602? I thought
She was.
that came
She
out.
was in the Secret Wars version.
Yeah, she was in the Battle World type of deal.
I was about to say, like, didn't they only get her rights like 2011 or something?
That was funny
Or
with
they
Gaiman.
brought the rights from Neil Gaiman or whoever it was.
Yeah.
And they did it that way.
I love that Gaiman's like, I'm taking Angela. Screw you, McFarlane. what a good business antics. So yeah, give us a couple weeks and we'll be back talking about what's up with Hulu, and we're gonna have a bigger picture of what exactly Phase 4 and 5 look like from Marvel TV. Who doesn't want more Harley Quinn? Raise your hands. Don't all speak up at once now. Come on.
If you're happy and you know it, just stay silent.
I'm like, she's not Deadpool, so stop trying to force her to be it.
Well, I mean, she's
she's
literally Deadpool in the new DC Universe show that
Well, I
they're
know
making.
that, but she's not really a like for like prime time. She doesn't really bring in that much.
No.
She must do, because the amount of stuff she's getting at the minute.
Well, you
I
have to,
mean, it's just for the merchandise for the girls for cosplays. That's mostly the only thing I see get pushed for most of the
Yep.
time.
Yep. It's a lot of people don't actually know anything about Harley Quinn, her story and that's kind of why they're rewriting who she is in the Warner Brothers universe, because if you sit there and you go back to where she came from originally,
Oh my god.
and then her actual story going forward, you're like, oh wow, this is really messed up.
They've completely 180 that character, which I guess from a marketing standpoint, I get it. But what really got me was a couple weeks ago when they showed that issue of DC empowering women comic cover, and Harley Quinn is front and center, and then she's side by side next to Batgirl, and I'm just like, is this a joke? And I get now they're pushing her into this movie universe type thing, which I guess if Birds of Prey succeeds, they're gonna make it centric around her. I guess that's
Isn't that movie already centric around her?
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It's 90% her, 10% everything else.
Yep.
But we've always heard things of there's going to be that, then there's going to be a Harley Quinn solo, and then there's going to be the Gotham City Sirens versus Birds of Prey movie, which
And,
is the cap on that trilogy. So
I just I get confused, I guess, with their plans because they're still shifting all the time, and I don't see where this heads in. I guess from their standpoint, they're well, it's cheap to make Harley Quinn movies, so just shove these out there and we'll see how they do, because it's gonna turn into that Underworld scenario where they're if you invest X amount, you get X amount back every time. So just keep on doing it. And
didn't I don't know if it's premiered yet, but didn't they say they were making an animated TV series for Harley Quinn too?
that I think that comes out Friday. It's soon.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that. All I saw was like one little clip on
That's
Twitter.
because they've only given you like 3 clips in the last
Yeah.
year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's and that's like that fourth wall breaking
Mm.
one starring what's her name from Big
Katie
Bang Theory.
Cuoco.
Yeah, that's her. It's set to premiere in October 2019. Okay, so they bumped that back because I thought it was supposed to be like summer and then September. But okay, I guess.
So
I
which
mean, it's only like a couple of days after summer.
Yeah, it's fine.
so then which adaptation of Harley Quinn is going to be technically the better one? It looks like from her casting and the little small blip that I just read on Wikipedia, it's her and her best friend Poison Ivy, and
Yeah.
after the downfall of her and Joker. So how
Yep.
she currently is right now in the comic, but there's been like some things that I've seen on how well written she can actually be. If you give her a correct writer, you can have some amazing, like, heartwarming almost kind of stuff come out of Harley Quinn. But that's not the direction that they're going in. Like, you can actually make her a very empowering person if you stop making her meme pool.
Yeah, that's kind of what they've relied on. And do you guys think this is going to affect anything with how they handle the film side of things? Because wasn't there a rumor that there was a screened cut of Birds of Prey where she is breaking the fourth wall?
Oh no, she is. That's still there, I think.
Uh,
Well, I think it's more she's narrating the entire thing. It's not actually like she looks at the camera and goes, "Hey." It's more like
wait
she's
till the
telling
reshoots,
story.
though, after this successful movies or after the TV show is successful. They're going to be like, no, add more of that.
Or are they going to just sit there and have her going around with a GoPro and she's doing, like,
mean,
live streaming of
probably.
this?
Probably. I mean,
The
they
movie
could.
is a live stream.
They could. So what does this like Harley Quinn universe consist of then? Are they just gonna like abandon the whole DCEU concept? Because they already kind of seem to be doing that with the Batman. Like,
I
the
mean,
more-
Birds of Prey. It's clearly the Suicide Squad lot because she says
Uh-huh.
about clowns. So it's obviously she's over Leto's Joker.
Yup.
So there's obviously still that connection. We know the Suicide Squad is a sequel to Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's still that connection there.
But
Just whether
isn't
the
it
Bat-
a soft reboot, kind of?
I mean, the Batman looks like it's a reboot. Like,
So if you put the word "the" in front of it, it means it's the soft reboot?
Well, technically, it's
I mean,
a
maybe.
new title, so
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I guess Birds of Prey will be the deciding factor whether people show up to that or not and what it does. And I mean, reviews certainly won't affect it because Suicide Squad didn't affect them moving forward with Harley Quinn at all.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I guess just wait and see. It's all down to Birds of Prey. If that movie entertains me a lot, I'll be all for it. But then I guess Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad, then I kind of have to wait and see that. But that'll be good regardless because it's James Gunn. So,
I think they'll be alright. They'll still have their little connections here and there. They're not going to do a massive crossover anytime soon.
good.
Anytime soon. Guess what? Next, the first good positive review, we're going to have a announcement from WB saying, guess what? Big crossover.
A weekend
Wouldn't
after
surprise me.
the first Monday after Birds of Prey, DC Roulette is happening. You're just going to hear like 7 movies announced.
Actually, I say not anytime soon. I just literally forgot they're doing the Birds of Prey and Gotham City Sirens. So
Yeah,
there's a crossover right there. So yeah.
exactly. So
I'm
we'll get
good.
back to this, I guess. The more we know about Harley Quinn, probably within the next 5 months. That sounds about it. So we're hearing that Nova is finally in active development. I guess long time coming is a way to sum this up.
Yeah.
Like,
He should have been here a long time ago.
yeah, legit. I don't know why it's taken so long, but I guess at the same time, wait till you have Guardians out and then span out of that possibly, or not even like just. You don't want too many space people, I guess, at once. Like, is that what they're going for? Is that why it's taking so long?
They might have been sitting there, and because of how Spider-Man originally kind of threw a fork in things when we got him back for Homecoming, we had to sit there and postpone and wait on Captain Marvel. So a lot of the space elements of the Marvel Universe had to get pushed back. So there could have been a time that we would have already had Nova, because a perfect opportunity would have been right after Guardians 1 when you already had the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
And then you can sit there and go from there and build up and have Nova in his own movie, or you could have had him in also Guardians 2, then branch him off into his own thing. But
to me now, like, though, looking at how Marvel is treating the, universe going forward, do you think they're gonna go both characters, Sam and Richard, or... Because to me, I feel like that's the direction they head in. Like, they're going to want a younger character and an older character.
Passing the torch, kind of like Ant-Man?
That's the question. Because Sam's not a space character.
Right. He's
a Nova, and his helmet obviously comes from space, but he's very much like the old, like, New Warriors Nova, where he's very much on Earth. Yep. And it's Dick Ryder, which is always in space. So you could play both angles. I
mean, you could play both angles, and then Sam Alexander was like, dude, I can't join you in space, but I'm going to remain here on Earth, part of this team of younger heroes, while you go out to space and team up with Captain Marvel or whatever. Like, that would work, and like, you split the movie, I guess, into 2 different franchises, because it would make sense.
But then that's a lot for one movie to do.
Oh, we say that, but then Endgame, look at what it did,
Yep.
I think
Endgame wasn't establishing...
Yeah, that's
characters.
true. That's true.
Endgame was just like, hey, here's a big flashy
Although,
bang. No.
Ant-Man handled older mentor and new guy coming in pretty well.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I know a lot of people don't like the Ant-Man films, but I thought they handled it.
Then you didn't split Ant-Man into 2.
Right, yeah.
I just want to be the contrarian at this point. It's like, yeah, but
yeah.
you could. But...
I don't know. I think they could. Just a part of me feels like you have to get Sam Alexander in there because you want younger people to have another younger character to gravitate towards.
So
I feel like if you're going to do Sam, you need to establish Ryder and the Nova Corps proper first.
Yep.
So it could be the potential then the Nova movie is the Nova Corps, the establishing, Nova 2, passing of the torch. There is no 3. You have the Nova Corps doing their own thing, being as a background of all the space people, and then in Young Avengers, that's where you have the new one.
I mean, they could, let's say, hypothetically, if the first Nova is all about Ryder getting the power and, doing his thing, you could just spin off into, I don't know, Young Nova on Disney Plus, because we know the characters are going to go vice versa, and it's like, he shows up in the 6-episode miniseries, you got the full-on character, there's Sam, and then he establishes, I'm staying on Earth, and I'll hang out with, like, I don't know, Amadeus Cho Hulk, whoever the hell they introduce. I don't know. It's Marvel. They're going to introduce everybody. And Miss Marvel.
I would say an easy way to do it is you establish Ryder in the first movie. In the ending of that one, you have the Black Nova helmets come in.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're going to go like attack her. It's where Ryder lived or where he comes from. And then a helmet is left behind.
Yep.
And then that's, Disney Plus, Sam Alexander Nova. You do it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe change the Nova name for Sam.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know if 2 Novas is going to go down well. I know we've got 2 Hawkeyes, but let's not start having 2 of everything because that kind of got a bit weird.
Watch how they're going to piss people off. It's going to be the Miss Marvel scenario where Sam Alexander remains Nova, but they make Richard somebody new. Like, he takes on a new name. And people
Mr.
are going to...
Nova.
Yeah.
Mr. Nova.
I mean, to be fair, you could call the movie like Nova Prime.
Exactly.
And then just have Nova.
Yeah.
Or like, what's the lower ranked Nova called? Say it's like Centurion or something like that.
Oh, Centurion, yeah. Yep.
Or just put it Black Nova. No.
Yeah. Nova Force, like Nova Corp. No, not Nova Corp. No.
I mean, you could call the movie Nova Corp.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. If it focuses on the
DC
group.
to the Green Lantern Corps movie. No.
Well, the Green Lantern's still happening next year, right? Right.
I mean, it depends on how quickly Jeff Johns pulls his finger out, but.
Oh, okay. So never. Whew.
Yeah.
That's never happening. But yeah. What would you say? Nova, we'll see him by 2024?
I was going to say 2025.
Corpsman is the entry level for the Nova Corps.
Oh. Corpsman?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nova Prime is the highest ranking.
Yeah, that's true. How about we shove Glenn Close into a suit?
I mean, why not do it?
And she's
Make
Nova.
Glenn Close the AI. Like, just have her as a big glowing face. Like that.
Yeah.
So she's going to become Zordon?
Yes.
Yes. It's exactly what Nova Prime is. So yeah, that works.
Yeah, that actually worked. After the destruction of Xandar, they're like, the only way we could keep her alive was shoving her head into a tube.
Oh my gosh. And then everybody holds hands in a pyramid shape around and
a star shape.
The star shape, sorry.
So to me, my Nova Corps.
Bring me the most radical teenagers from across the galaxy.
Oh.
Make sure they're all using rollerblades.
Oh, geez,
Can we just get the Power Rangers movie remake?
We're just gonna like Photoshop their heads on that movie and call it a day. But no, I think. What do you think, Mitch? Where do you think we see this?
I'd say like end of Phase 4.
Yeah.
If it's in development now, you've got a couple of years left of Phase 4, so it's just a question of before or after Guardians.
Right. Well, I mean, we still have 2 more films they got to reveal for Phase 4. So,
yeah.
And
don't we have like 7 movies right now already for Phase 4?
Yeah, we don't even know what the
No, we haven't even got that many movies.
Yeah, it's true. It's all mostly TV series.
Okay, that is true.
So we've got like 13 projects coming out, but 10 of those are TV shows.
But I remember Kevin Feige was like, well, what we announced was entirety of Phase 4. And he's like, oh, no, we lied. Here's the rest of it. And then it's like, oh, is this even going to be Phase 4? They're going to add another year on there. Because by February, we're going to know the release dates for 2023 and 2024 most likely, because Disney likes to announce 2 years ahead. So there's going to be at least 6 Marvel movies on there. So it wouldn't surprise me.
I have a feeling we might get a year that's actually like a half and half. The beginning half of the year is going to be the end of Phase 4, and then the second half of the year is going to be the beginning of Phase 5.
That'd be nice.
That would break the routine they've been doing recently, or the entire time. Because they've always stopped a phase on a year, and then the next year starts the phase.
Yeah.
Well, with how much they have going out, production-wise, I can see them doing that to really shape
they could
things.
absolutely change it, yeah.
I think the TV series throw a wrench into everything we knew now, because it's like, oh, there's so much all the time. Like, it's going to be non-stop by end of 2022. It's going to be like every week we're going to have something MCU content to talk about and theories and stuff. Like, this show will be bumping, kids.
I mean, in theory, from August next year, it's going to be non-stop, because that's when the first TV show comes out.
Exactly.
So we're going to be basically the box social here.
Oh, yes. We're going to be talking about all the... we're going to perfectly fit into the WandaVision show with our old man talk.
Yes.
Oh.
Welcome to the radio. That's how we'll intro each podcast when we have to talk about that classic 70s, like 70-year-old man talking in the 40s and 50s.
Oh my gosh.
I'll make everything black and white. And
Oh god, yeah.
All the gifts have to be.
We'll get all in on it.
We're doing this.
So, we'll talk more about Nova, I'm assuming, 2 years from now when they announce him at San Diego Comic-Con and or D23. Going from talking about Nova's development and how they could use Sam Alexander to Young Avengers. Apparently they are aiming to franchise this, and if you look at recent news and the direction they're definitely heading in after D23 with Miss Marvel and, of course, going down the road and having much younger actors cast, like the new Hawkeye and, of course, Stature from Endgame, you start to understand, we're probably getting this, so active development doesn't really surprise me.
Nope.
We also sat there and we're like, looking at everything that they are currently doing, what direction do you go in? Young Avengers is really one of the better ones. And it just sits there and it goes with the current pattern that they're doing. Everybody is younger because you have to be able to super franchise these people for 10, 15, 20 years.
I mean, you're probably a fool if you don't think that Miss Marvel isn't around for the next 20 years. Like, realistically, they're going to cast someone like 20-year-old top, and they're going to be there infinitely. Like, that character's going to live
unless Sony
on.
takes the rights back, and then,
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of interesting content coming at us. I really wouldn't be surprised if Young Avengers does kind of introduce that whole element of younger legacy characters. Like, I have a feeling Amadeus Cho, like Hulk, is going to happen. Like, maybe introduce him towards the end of She-Hulk. It wouldn't really surprise me, so they can build up another Hulk-like character. Because, I mean, somehow his comics have actually done really good compared to some of the other ones. Like, it always shocks me when I saw his comics on the sales. I was like, oh, he's holding his own.
Does he have any?
He used to.
He used to.
He had.
Currently, he's on. That was the Agents of Atlas. That's that one.
But then
Which is
again,
a really good series, Agents of Atlas.
it is. Here's something I do want to mention for people, because I know they're going to say it in the comments. Miss Marvel can't hold her own comic. Nobody's going to watch this. Yep, y'all said that about every single other thing. Guess what? Iron Man couldn't hold a stable comic, neither could Captain America. And now they outsell Batman and Superman. So just...
Why is that even a question when Miss Marvel's never been cancelled?
Right? Like,
It's all about the rebranding, number one. That's the only, like...
Oh, yeah, the
weak talking point is that she can't hold, or a lot of these legacy characters can't hold a comic because they're constantly rebranding all the comic runs with number ones, but that's for an entirely different reason.
That's where you're wrong. You're believing into the false narrative people are trying to sell you because they're forming their own narrative, but there's no truth to that. And just by looking at what Young Avengers holds for the future, you can understand as somebody that's, let's say, 10 years old today, that's just now starting the MCU. They're going to get caught up, and next year they're going to go see, maybe let's go, I don't know, Eternals, and they have Disney Plus because the subscriber numbers for early indicators are looking like it's going to be huge. By the time they're 16 years old, and there's 16-year-old heroes running around in a movie called Young Avengers, yeah, that's gonna make a lot of money. So, I think people get stuck into this, mentality where they're like, but if they're turning me away, and I'm 40 now, and I started watching when I was 20, I don't want to stick around anymore because it's younger generations. I'm like, yeah, but that's what the old people said about the comic book movie, too, and now even they've turned around and are watching it. So, I think Young Avengers is kind of being positioned as literally a wave for the future of Marvel Studios, if that makes sense.
So here's a question. They currently have 12 members of the Young Avengers. Who do they introduce first?
Is it really 12? Is it that many?
I'm currently right now on Wikipedia because I don't know all of the Young Avengers. So we have Iron Lad, Hulkling, Patriot, Wiccan, Hawkeye, Stature, Vision, Speed, Kid Loki, Miss America, Marvel Boy, Prodigy. Yeah, and Prodigy's the last one.
Huh. I know Patriot is kind of hard because
I'd say Patriot would be an interesting one, that problem to get around. I don't know where you'd put that in.
Well, I think it was the Marvel and I think the estate that created Patriot in the first place. They're having a little spat. So. Oh
yeah, because they made the new one, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's they don't know how they're gonna do Patriot if they do introduce him into the Young Avengers, since they can't come to an agreement. Because I think they completely wiped him from current continuity. Or
Not sure. He was in Marvel Comics 1000 the other week, so he's still in continuity to some extent. He's just nowhere at the minute.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a team, I think if you're looking at what you got now, you're obviously going to have Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
You do Wiccan and Speed for one division. I'd completely leave out Iron Lad because you need Kang for that, and they haven't set Kang up yet. So, you do Hulkling because you need Hulkling and Wiccan together.
Yeah.
Mr. America, I don't know because they're obviously setting up the Ultimates team with Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Monica Rambeau. So she could be on either or both, I suppose.
Yeah, she really can.
And I think you mix up a bit and have the what's her name, Yelena Belova.
Oh yeah,
Black Widow, and you put her on there. That's what I do. Just here's a nice little simple team to start off with. Well, I say simple. You got Hulkling in there, and that's a hell of a thing to explain. And then you do it that way.
Now,
maybe introduce others in a sequel or something.
Here's to me what I think a lot of this whole Young Avengers thing and building up an Ultimates and another Avengers brand. The way I look at it is they're okay, unless we have another Endgame style film, we're not passing 2 billion, because those characters that people have grown up with and all that, they're currently out. But the way I look at this is they're well, if we make a Young Avengers movie and that makes 1.2 billion, then you make another New Avengers, that makes 1.6 or something. If you release one of those every year, you kind of understand that you're coming up at least with the same amount of box office, but they're just spread out differently.
Yeah.
And I think I
that's the
understand,
question.
how they're approaching it.
Do you do Young Avengers as a movie, or do you do Disney Plus series?
I feel like that's going to be one that's going to be both. They can sit there and be able to be a part of a team movie-wise, and then to get more of their story, to add more of the characters and things like that, you put them onto Disney Plus. Like, I feel like that's going to be one of the ones that is both branding.
Like an Avengers Academy style, or maybe one or two members hang out in there, but in the movie, towards the end of the season, the rest of the characters show up. They're like, there's a bigger problem. Go watch the movie now. Like, you know,
because like they're not going to put Avengers on Disney Plus apart from the streaming movies. You're never going to get an Avengers series.
No.
But you want an Avengers name on there. So maybe
so
call it Avengers Academy or something like that. It's probably a better name than Young Avengers. But...
Yeah.
If you do the Avengers Academy, you can sit there and even put it as a tribute to Iron Man, being like, he wanted to be able to do this. Here's Pepper being like, well, I need somewhere for our kid to be able to grow up because she's a little mini genius as well. So you can sit there and she creates a school, which is the Avengers Academy, and it's to help teach everyone that you can do a difference. You can be gifted or not gifted and have a way to be able to help society. Almost
no muties allowed, though.
Facts.
Almost like how the Wakanda Outreach Program was trying to do, and then they can come together and do that.
Yeah, so, I don't know, I think Young Avengers, I would say this is like one of those things that's bound to happen. Like, it's such... It's such a moneymaker with that name. It's like, you know exactly where this is going. And, like, I can only imagine the merchandising, Young Avengers, like, oh my god, dude, this thing is gonna sell toys. Just imagine all the costumes,
because
that's what I'm saying.
Look at right now with the cartoon show, everywhere you are seeing those costumes, and especially because it's Halloween time, they are peaking.
I mean, you go to the Disney store, Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel are everywhere, and they're constantly restocking them because everybody's buying them. You're just like, oh my god! Like, now you have a Young Avengers section at a Disney store. Oh boy! Like, that's printing money literally. And that's kind of the name of the game for these studios. So, I mean, again, we'll hear more about this sooner rather than later, I feel. So we'll get back to that when it's time. Our last topic. So first it was like, oh wait, She-Hulk's coming to the MCU. We're like, okay, so Universal and Disney are playing nice. This week, we hear that Disney-owned station, FX, is going to premiere the first Jurassic Park-style TV show pitch. It's a short film set within the confines of the Jurassic Park universe, and it's kind of to hold over till the next movie since it's fallen a little bit behind to release. So this is kind of a big deal right now because, you know, again, these are the two biggest studios out there rivaling each other, and they're coming up with these deals that literally a year ago everybody was like, this is never going to happen. They'll never work this close again. Like, it's impressive as hell. How do you feel about, first and foremost, this whole Jurassic Park thing? Because to me, that shocked me. And like Colin Trevorrow's directing it as well. Like, that's pretty big.
I mean, I'm off the Jurassic Park bandwagon. No.
The last movie kind of. Oof.
Yeah. Me too. I was just like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't.
I still haven't watched Jurassic World 2, and I don't really intend to.
The fact, though, spoiler, the way that the Jurassic Park, the second movie, ends...
Jurassic World, what was the subtitle? Battle for...
Fallen something?
Oh, Fallen Kingdom, or something.
Yes, I was about to say Battle for Bikini Bottom, but then I realized my mind went completely to the wrong place.
But it ends with some of the altered, smart type of Jurassic creatures are actually free on Earth.
Yeah, they're free in like the Nevada desert.
So they did Jurassic Park 3 again.
Yes. Yep.
But this time they didn't recapture them. They're actually just out in the wild. So you can do a pretty good TV show with that, of sitting there trying to track them, trying to recapture them, or are you just going to allow them to be a part of society?
Right, and what's happening with the world. And to me, it's like, I'm excited by this, but what really shocks me, and this is kind of rolling around back to the Universal announcement, Universal could have just as easily put this on Sci-Fi, which they own.
Yep.
But no. They sat down and hashed out these deals with Disney, which clearly now when you look at it, you're like, okay, they're letting them use She-Hulk. TV series.
They've got everything back. Let's be honest.
They have to at this point. Like,
Man, like
yeah,
I'm just
We've
like
got Hulk
imagining-
and we got Nate.
I was just imagining like Facebook live streams of people shooting dinosaurs and bagging them.
yes.
It's probably not far off, to be honest.
No,
No.
no, it's gonna be amazing. Like, I'm excited by this like whole idea though that these studios are willing to work like this and kind of meet somewhere in the middle because, again, you know, we saw a little bit with Sony, but then that kind of fell apart to a big old degree.
I wonder how much Sony played a factor in this one. Because it's like, you know, if they look over at that deal and they'll be like, oh, they just made 1.1 billion. Obviously,
Right.
they probably made this still long before Far From Home came out. But it's like, oh, look, they're making them more money. Let's actually get more money now.
Right.
And I
Let's
bet,
play ball because we've got something they have.
yeah, and I bet you it's also, though, Universal, I don't see them pulling what Sony is doing. With them being like, oh, we made all this money. We're going to take all of our properties back now. Bye.
I think realistically they realized they had to come up with some sort of deal with Marvel Studios because they had nothing. Like, it was the Hulk rights were a standstill.
Yep.
And like,
There wasn't even the right to make a movie.
exactly. Like, oh, it's so complex, which now kind of makes sense to me because Universal has the theme parks.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
Disney hasn't started to rip some of those down, even though renegotiations had to happen for some of them. And I'm like, oh, this now makes sense. Like, they're gonna
Like,
let them
there was
keep some of
rumors
these.
that Universal were going to let those go.
Yeah, right. So
Now you can still have the Hulk ride and things like that at Universal.
while Disney still gets what they're doing, which, again, just what a crazy world you live in, you know. And this kind of makes me interested. Do you think we see more Hulk characters appear somewhere down the road? Like, I would love to see Atom Bomb. Like,
I mean, we get an entire Hulk show, so I should hope so.
oh yeah, bring back the leader, finish off his plot.
I mean, do it. Make, put the leader as the antagonist for the She-Hulk show, or at least, like have the first episode be his case. Like maybe he's up for like parole or something, and she's trying to like work it out.
Dude,
You just play off that way. Like, why not?
I need to see the leader in a courtroom
Oh my god.
trying
his
to
big head.
argue why he's not the bad guy, but juice has seeped into my head.
He destroyed Brooklyn or Harlem.
I'm the good guy here. Oh,
Are you though the good guy? So with this, if I don't see She-Hulk not doing good. Like,
oh, I don't do good.
it's gonna
Oh,
be
that's not
a
fair.
phenomenal show. Do they then sit there and potentially actually give us Savage Hulk?
Huh?
Because if you're sitting there and no longer wanting to potentially have Mark Ruffalo anymore as Professor Hulk, do you then say he is unable to and he unfuses himself somehow, some
Oh,
way,
God.
and he becomes just Hulk, and technically Banner is dead, and they actually then create Savage Hulk and give us Planet Hulk,
No,
and then give us his family?
I don't think they do
Can,
any
can,
of that.
can we not do Planet Hulk, please?
I wouldn't.
Can we not?
Here's the
Hulk
thing.
is in the comments.
I know people always, they're like, Hulk had a terrible arc in the MCU. He should be smashing. I'm like, he's been the Hulk for 20 years. If he can't control his anger, you don't know how to write a plot, dudes. Like,
So
come
if
on.
all you want is the Hulk to smash, then complaining about his arc is not something you can do.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
true.
I think Hulk's time has come and gone. That's why
But
She-Hulk
here's
is...
the thing, like, you can still carry the Hulk on,
Oh, yeah.
The Hulk is essentially another personality for Banner. You just keep adding that to it. If
Yep.
you look at Immortal Hulk right now, there's like 7 different Hulks in Banner.
Mhm.
So you can go like, right, the experiments I've done in between Infinity War and Endgame, they triggered something that in the She-Hulk show can lead to that.
Oh, that's
And then
true.
maybe we
That'd be
get
great.
like
Yeah, the Grey Hulk.
you get like a
comes
Doc
out.
Green where you still have the smart talking Hulk, but he's a bit more of a dickhead.
Yeah. That would honestly, like a multiple personality type of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to surprise me, like, by the time we get to, let's say, the Fantastic Four sequel, Hulk is probably going to be working in a lab somewhere, being like, hey, guys, I'm
Yeah.
working with my buddy here. Like,
Oh my gosh.
that character can live on as long as Mark Ruffalo is alive and well past that because they got him scanned as CG. Like,
Yeah.
they've even talked about this aspect with Disney.
I mean, even if he dies, you can still do it because you've got all his files.
Right.
So.
I think Hulk and Universal and She-Hulk and everything, now that they're playing good, I think we're going to see a lot more with this whole like sharing of characters. And who knows what Universal had? We know parts of Namor, but those, let's be real, he's coming to Black Panther 2. Come on. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's a good time. Marvel Studios seems to be figuring it out. It's like, sure, we lost Spider-Man, but in due time. In due time.
He'll be back.
Exactly.
They always come back to me.
Where did that bring you back to me?
You know, Marvel have already. They're talking about taking Sony Spider-Gwen voice, so you know,
Yep.
they're already playing that game.
Exactly. So, yeah, we'll talk more about Universal's future once we get Black Panther confirmed to be like, in the same, I guess, vicinity as Namor and Black Panther 2. Yeah, we know everything's good with Universal then.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we'll move on past. Oh, that's actually the end of the show. All right. Look at that. We made it. We got here. That's good because I guess next up we're going to have the member exclusive topic, which if you guys made it this far, that is talking about Joker and everything that's happening with that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show this week. Hopefully we gave you some good topics and things to
Ponder about.
Yes, ponder. Do all the pondering.
Tell us how wrong we are.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. That one. You know what's nice? Having that member section where I just go in and it's all positivity and good conversation between people. I'm like, this is nice.
I wish I could see that.
Because they're like, we paid you $2. We want to be positive. And even the people that don't agree with us, they're like, respectfully write a paragraph and it's structured well and they're talking like a human being.
God.
Oh, so they're not just telling you to F off.
They want to debate and they want to know that you're wrong automatically.
All of it. All of it. So, thank you for joining us for this week's podcast, everybody. We'll be back next week, and as always, more content. Check out the membership thing, and check out our Twitch as well. Like I said, if you got Amazon Prime, you get a free membership. Do that up.
Yeah.
Join the channel. You get a nice little like badge thing that Mitch made. It looks gold and silver, and they look cool. Do it. Do it.
Gonna be new ones, so yay.